Hi, it's Cheryl. Welcome to my channel, Homeridge Studio. Today I have a little bit longer than normal video, but I'm going to share with you how to make 4 different types of decor using these succulents that you can get at the Dollar Tree. And this is one of the projects, the watering can, and we will get right into it right now, and I'll show you how I did it. Okay, so for the first project is this watering can, and I got this from Joann Fabrics. It's pretty expensive, but I got it on clearance and it was like $2 or something. And I'm just trying to decide which succulent looks good and what color I'm going to use. So we're going to need some moss, any kind of moss that you want, whichever you prefer. I usually like this Spanish moss, that's usually my favorite. And I've got some Waverly White chalk paint, and I'm trying to decide which type of ribbon I'm going to use, and most of this is from the Dollar Tree, or you can go to Hobby Lobby and get it cheaper, I believe, than at the Dollar Tree. So anyway, I'm just clipping off that tag, and I'm gonna, paint the entire watering can. If you can tell, this is made out of wood. So I painted it in white. I think I only painted one coat. This is just black acrylic paint, and I'm going to go distress it in all the crevices. And I have a paper towel there, and I just kind of dipped it in. And so I like it lightly distressed. You can distress it darker. You can paint it whatever color you want. You could paint it blue. You could even stain it probably. Whatever works for your decor. So this is what it looks like when it's all done, painted and distressed. This is such a super easy project. So I just have some paper here. I'm going to crumple it up and put it on the inside there. And I use the white because you can see through the wood piece of the watering can, or the wood slats of the watering can, I mean. And now I just take this foam, which you can also buy at the Dollar Tree, and I just cut it off. I'm trying to get it a little bit tighter than what I did, because you want it down there pretty good. And now I took one of these succulent pieces from the Dollar Tree. I was going to try to use that black foam, but that didn't work. So, like I said, I just used this green foam instead. And I'm just going to hot glue it down there. And see, you're going to want it tighter. So I believe in a second here I put more what do you call it, the styrofoam in there to keep it tight, or tight against the sides. This is so easy. And if you can't find one of these wood pieces, like I said, this was a spring from last year, and I got it for like $2. You can thrift watering cans. I thrift things also, and I have some upcoming videos on thrifting different things, making birdhouses out of candle holders and stuff like that. That's upcoming. I'm super excited. I'm all ready to film it. Anyway, you can thrift a watering can and do the same thing. And if you don't like the color of the thrifted watering can, you can either spray paint it, or you can chalk paint it that also. So see how easy this was? I just stuffed some more of the foam in there, and now I'm just taking that Spanish moss, and you guys know this is super messy, so I always use a cake pan to collect all the little pieces and fragments, and then I just run hot glue around it, and I just plop all that in there. And this is just a silicone spatula from my kitchen drawer because I was too lazy to go and look for my other one. So I just opened the kitchen drawer right there, and there it was, and yep, so I used that. Then give it a trim, and it needed a little bit more, so I selected this ribbon and just hot glued it around the top. And there's what it looks like so far. I still think I need to put something more on it. It still looks a little bit too plain. Since I've made another one of these and I hung like a little tag off of the handle, and you can do all kinds of things. I think on this one I put a flower on here. I made this video a while ago. Yeah, that's what I did. I put a bow on it too. But you can see there's all kinds of things. You can put a bow on it, you can put beads on it, you can put ribbon on top of the ribbon, you know, maybe a lace ribbon. There's all kinds of things that you can do, as you guys all know. And pretty much this is the final finished project. Okay, so for the second project, I have some rocks, some more succulents from the Dollar Tree. And I have found succulents, by the way, at Hobby Lobby on sale for $1.50 that are like 4 times the size of these. So just kind of look, you know, in the clearance sections. This terrarium thingamajiggy bobber or whatever it is was $12.99 at Home Goods. I bought 3 of them. I have 2 more that are bigger that were only $9.99. I don't know why this was $12.99. I bought them at different times and didn't really catch it. But anyway, I thought this was really kind of pretty and unique, and I have the perfect place in my house. And I was trying to use those pieces again because they look like dirt, and I don't know, I just didn't think it looked right. So I'm back to my trusty foam from the Dollar Tree. And of course I have the Spanish moss. And you're going to want to give this a really good cleaning if you find one of these. If you can't find one like this, you could put succulents in a basket. You could put them in a glass container. You could put them in a plastic container from the Dollar Tree. There's a million different things that you can use. Any kind of container that you really like, that you stumble across if you're thrifting, or even at Home Goods or Marshalls or TJ Maxx. Whatever you like. And this is so super simple. So obviously I hot glued the foam down to the bottom, and these rocks are from the Dollar Tree, and I just put them in the bottom. And my daughter said, yeah, usually we don't see rocks and moss in with succulents, but you know what, I liked it. So, and it's the same thing for you. If you like it, and if it matches and looks cool and you're proud of it, then that's fine. Go for it. So I wanted to hide the styrofoam block, so I put the moss all around it. And I don't know, I have, what are they called? Chicks and hens, or hens and chicks, or whatever. They're like little succulents outside. And I don't know, they're in the ground and there's rocks around them, and you know, so I don't think it matters. I kind of like it. And actually, I have a boutique. I actually closed it. I only had it for about 6 months, but I guess now's not the time for boutiques here in Michigan. anyway. And I was going to sell this in my boutique, but I liked it so much that I actually kept it for myself. And it is sitting on my table in my living room as we speak. And every time I look at it, it just makes me happy. It's something that I made. And that's the good thing about crafting, you know, if you feel good doing it and it makes you happy, do it. That's fantastic. For me, you know, I'm just going through a lot of stuff right now with family and nursing homes and things like that. It's very hard. It's very stressful. And when I do this, it just helps me forget about it, put on some good music and do this and, you know, relax. And then you have a pretty piece for your house or for gifting to someone else if you like. So now for the third succulent project. This is really, really easy. These are so super easy, all of these. I thrifted these teacups, and you can thrift any teacup that you like. You know, I have an abundance of teacups because I do all kinds of things with them, like make gnomes. Of course, you know me. If you know me, you know I like gnomes. I can make a gnome out of almost anything. So we are going to put a succulent in a teacup. This is probably easier than the other two projects because there's not much to do at all. So you just kind of want to eyeball, you know, the design or pattern on the teacup, and then you want to match the succulent color to that, you know, to whatever your liking is, obviously. And then I took this foam piece, again, from the Dollar Tree, or I should say the $1.25 tree, and I just put the smaller end in the cup and then drew with a Sharpie around it, which I probably shouldn't have used a Sharpie because then it got the top of the ring of the cup black, so I had to clean that off really quick. And then I just took a towel and put it in the pan because you know the styrofoam can make a mess. Towel, put the styrofoam on the towel and cut it with a sharp knife because the towel prevents it from sliding so you don't cut yourself. And you want to use that jagged top like that because we're going to paint it black with the acrylic black paint, and it's going to look like dirt. And you know, dirt is not straight across, it's not perfect. So anyway, I painted the whole thing. No need to paint the bottom because you don't see it, but definitely the top and the sides. And you're probably going to want to use quite a bit of acrylic because it does soak it in. It absorbs pretty well. And it takes quite a while for this to dry. So I usually am a little impatient, especially when I'm filming. You know, I don't want to take time to let it dry. So, you know, you're probably going to see my fingers are all going to be black and everything, but that's okay because they clean up, right? So anyway, after you get some really good 2 or 3 coats on there, we're going to take it. And see, I'm getting my fingers all messy here. We're going to take it and we're going to hot glue it down into the teacup. So you can E6000 or super glue or permanent glue that teacup to the saucer if you want. I personally didn't want to ruin it because I thought this teacup was so pretty. I just hot glued it, so you could probably pull it apart, especially with the cheaper glue gun glue. The Gorilla Glue is not so easy, but eventually it will come apart. And see how easy that was? And I also offset the teacup so you can see the pattern. And now just pull out that succulent, and I saved that little container that it was in, that little black cube, for another project another day. And obviously pull off all that glue so it slides in there easy. And I had to cut a little hole in there to get it to stick down. And then I hot glued the stem, twisted it around, and well, I guess I needed to make the hole bigger. Yes, I did. Sorry about that. I filmed this a long time ago. And there you have it. Super simple. It's completely done. This is a good gift, you know, for people who like succulents. It's a great kitchen decor, or, you know, however, if you have a boutique, you can sell a bunch of these in your boutique. Okay, and this, I believe this is the last project, and this is just a simple picture. I have scrapbook paper. This is a green type color of paper, and this, as you probably recognize, is from the $1.25 tree, and it's just one of those picture frames, and you can use any picture frame that you want. And just remove that little piece there. And I like this one because it was because it's a shadow box. And I'm just going to cut this down, or I'm going to trace it, but I'm going to trace it smaller than obviously the outside, because you can see, you know, around it has like a 1/2 inch of the wood around the frame. And I know there's an easier way to do this, but I don't know. For some reason that day I just couldn't figure it out, or was too lazy or something. I don't know. I don't know why, but I made it fit. See, it's gonna fit. And this is just a glue stick. And I just glued it down and pressed it. Make sure there's no creases and bubbles in there. And this is jute twine from the DT store. And because the inside edges, see, you can kind of see how you can see the paper underneath it, because I guess I was just too lazy to do it the proper way. I didn't want to pull the backing out, so, or, you know, you can pop the back out of those. I just didn't do it. Why, I don't know. But anyway, now I have to figure out what I'm going to do so you don't see the edges. So I figured I am going to take the jute and hot glue it around on the inside. So it takes care of that. Plus, I think it adds a little bit of interest to it. And this is a cute little, like, you know, a small shelf piece, or you can put this in your tier tray. And again, totally customizable. You can use any color that you want. And so I clip off the little piece there so I can get it to stick onto the paper, and I had to clip it down like really to the edge. And this is little. See, it's teeny tiny little, but you could totally make this bigger. You could get bigger frames. You could put 4 of these frames together. You know, you could put all the same succulents. You could use different color succulents, different color paper, all the same color paper with different succulents in it, and hang them up on your wall as kind of, you know, 2 on top and 2 on the bottom, so it will make it look bigger and not just one little piece. Or like I said, you can put it on your tier tray. And I just wrapped the jute around it just to give it a little bit more interest, because I thought it was kind of boring. And put a little bow on it, and that's that. Okay, so here is a look at what I've done with my pieces. This terrarium, or I don't know what you call it, terrarium I guess, is on my table, like I said. And I sit out in the living room and I look at it and I think, wow, I made that. I'm proud of myself. What can I say? And this, I actually had this in my boutique and I sold that, but I did make another one. I think I told you that earlier, and I still have that. And then these, I have a bazillion of these. My daughter owns a coffee shop in Kentucky. I sent some down to her to sell. And this is on my wall in my craft room. I have little squares and I kind of put my little pieces up there, and that's it. Anyway, thank you for watching my video. I appreciate you. If you are not a subscriber, consider subscribing. And if you are, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you, and it does help my channel grow. You guys are amazing, and I look forward to making another video and hopefully posting it next week. Again, thank you so much and have a blessed day.